Hey folks, welcome back. Have you ever noticed a woman locking eyes with you just a little longer than usual? Maybe she's standing closer than necessary, playfully teasing you, or her touch lingers for an extra second. It feels intentional, but is it? Is she trying to seduce you? Here's the truth. When a woman is interested, she rarely comes right out and says it. Instead, she communicates through subtle yet powerful signals that most men completely miss. Dark human psychology tells us that attraction is often subconscious, meaning she may not even realize she's doing it. But if you do, you gain an undeniable advantage. Today, we're exposing the 8 clearest signs that a woman is trying to seduce you. Some are obvious, some are dangerously subtle, but all of them point to the same thing: her desire for you. The final sign? It's the ultimate confirmation that she's drawn to you in ways she won't admit. So pay close attention. By the end of this video, you won't just see the signs, you'll know exactly what to do when they appear. And if you've ever caught a woman giving off these signals, drop "I see the signs" in the comments. Now, let's get started.
Sign 1. Prolonged eye contact. Have you ever locked eyes with someone across the room and felt an undeniable connection? That intense moment when time seems to slow down and neither of you looks away. It's more than just a fleeting glance. When a woman holds prolonged eye contact with you, it's a powerful psychological signal that she's drawn to you on a deeper level. Eye contact is one of the most ancient and primal forms of communication. It goes beyond words, revealing thoughts and emotions that people might not consciously express. Psychologists have long studied the impact of eye contact on human relationships. Dr. Michael Argall, a social psychologist, found that prolonged eye contact increases feelings of attraction and intimacy. When a woman locks eyes with you and holds her gaze longer than usual, it's not accidental, it's an unspoken invitation. But let's go deeper. There's a difference between casual eye contact and seductive eye contact. Casual eye contact happens all the time, between colleagues, friends, or even strangers on the street. But when a woman is trying to seduce you, her gaze will have an intensity that feels different. It lingers, holds weight, and might even come with a subtle smile or dilated pupils, which are biological signs of attraction. You may notice her looking at you, then looking away, only to return her gaze moments later. This is a classic move in the game of attraction. It creates mystery, intrigue, and excitement. Think about this. If she wasn't interested, would she even bother to engage in prolonged eye contact? Most likely no. People naturally avoid eye contact with those they aren't comfortable around or have no interest in. But if she's holding her gaze, it means she's not only comfortable, but also intrigued by your presence. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're sitting at a cafe, sipping on your coffee, and you notice a woman glancing at you from across the room. At first, you think it's just a coincidence, but then it happens again. This time, she holds her gaze for a few seconds longer than expected before looking away with a slight smile. Moments later, she looks back. This is no accident. It's an invitation, a test, and a challenge all at once. She wants to see if you'll reciprocate or if you'll break under the pressure of her stare. However, context matters. Not all prolonged eye contact means seduction. Sometimes people simply have a habit of making strong eye contact during conversations. So how do you differentiate? Look for additional cues. Is she leaning toward you? Playing with her hair? Smiling more than usual? If these signs accompany her prolonged eye contact, it's a strong indication that she's interested in more than just small talk. So have you ever experienced prolonged eye contact that left you wondering if she was into you? Drop a comment below with locked eyes if you've ever found yourself in this situation. And if you want to learn more about these subtle yet powerful psychological signs, keep watching, because the next sign is just as revealing.
Sign 2. Physical proximity. Have you ever noticed how some people naturally gravitate towards you when they're engaged in conversation? They lean in slightly, close the distance, and suddenly you feel like you're in your own little world with them. This is no accident. Physical proximity is one of the most powerful and subconscious ways a woman signals interest. When a woman is trying to seduce you, she will instinctively close the gap between you, making sure she's just within reach, never too far away, never too intrusive, but always present. Human beings are wired to associate closeness with intimacy. According to the proximity principle in psychology, the more we are physically near someone, the more we tend to develop a bond with them. This is why long-distance relationships are so challenging, and why people who spend a lot of time together, co-workers, classmates, gym partners, often develop deeper connections. A woman who is drawn to you will unconsciously use this principle to her advantage. She might sit next to you instead of across from you. She might stand just a little closer than necessary when speaking to you, brushing against your arm or shoulder as if by accident. And if she finds reasons to be in your personal space more often than seems coincidental, it's a strong indication that she's trying to establish a deeper connection. Let's say you're at a social event, standing in a group. If she's interested, she won't position herself across the room. Instead, she'll drift closer, making sure she's within your line of sight. Maybe she subtly aligns her body with yours, pointing her feet in your direction. A classic non-verbal cue that reveals genuine attraction. Another scenario. You're sitting at a cafe having a conversation. Pay attention to whether she leans in when she speaks or listens. If she tilts her head slightly, closes the gap, and makes an effort to be within your personal space, this is a clear sign she's trying to create a moment of intimacy between you. So, how should you respond when you notice these cues? First, be aware of your own body language. If you're interested, reciprocate by subtly leaning in or positioning yourself closer as well. The key here is to be natural. Don't force closeness, but rather match her energy. If you want to test whether she's truly drawn to you, try pulling away slightly. Does she move closer again? This subtle game of push and pull is a classic dynamic in attraction and will reveal whether she is actively trying to maintain proximity. While physical proximity is a strong indicator of attraction, context matters. Some people are naturally touchy or have a habit of standing close to others. This is why it's important to read the full picture. Combine her physical proximity with other signals like prolonged eye contact, playful touches, and genuine engagement in conversation. A woman who wants you to notice her will position herself where you can't ignore her. She won't just wait for you to make the move. She'll create the perfect opportunity for it. The real question is, are you paying attention? Now, here's something for you. Have you ever experienced a moment when you noticed someone subtly closing the distance with you? Drop a comment below with the words, "Noticed the signs," if you've ever picked up on this in real life. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into human psychology, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more insights into attraction and relationships. Your support helps this community grow, and we appreciate every one of you. Stay tuned, because the next sign is one you definitely don't want to miss. Sign 3. Playful touching. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and suddenly felt a light touch on your arm, a playful tap on your shoulder, or even a gentle brush of their fingers against yours? If so, chances are that touch wasn't random, it was intentional. Playful touching is one of the strongest, most undeniable signals of attraction. When a woman is trying to seduce you, she will find subtle and natural ways to initiate physical contact. This isn't just about touch. It's about creating an unspoken connection that deepens attraction. Psychologists have long studied the role of touch in human relationships, and research shows that physical contact releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This means that even the most casual, playful touches can create a sense of intimacy and connection. When a woman reaches out to touch you, she is instinctively trying to create a deeper emotional bond, whether she realizes it or not. Think about it. Have you ever noticed a woman playfully swatting your arm when she laughs? Or brushing something off your shoulder that wasn't really there? Maybe she adjusts your collar, fixes a strand of your hair, or casually rests her hand on your back as she walks past you. These aren't random gestures. They are calculated ways of bringing the two of you closer. A classic example of playful touching can be seen in social settings. Imagine you're at a bar or a casual gathering. You tell a joke, and she laughs, then reaches out and lightly taps your arm as if emphasizing the moment. Or perhaps you're sitting next to her, and she leans in, placing her hand on your knee for just a second before pulling away. These touches may seem fleeting, but in the world of attraction, they carry significant weight. The key to understanding playful touching is reciprocity. If a woman is touching you, she's likely waiting to see how you respond. If you lean in, subtly mirror her movements, or find ways to return the gesture, you're signaling that you're just as engaged. However, if you remain stiff, pull away, or fail to reciprocate, she may interpret it as a lack of interest and adjust her approach accordingly. Of course, context is everything. Some people are naturally touchy and may engage in casual touching with everyone. That's why it's important to look at playful touching in combination with other signs, such as prolonged eye contact, physical proximity, and body language. If she's only doing this with you, congratulations. She's definitely interested. If you want to test whether her playful touching is a genuine sign of attraction, try a simple experiment. The next time she touches you, pause for a moment and see if she lingers. If she pulls away quickly but finds another excuse to touch you again, that's a strong indicator of her interest. You can also initiate light touches yourself, perhaps by brushing her hand when passing something to her, or gently placing your hand on her back as you guide her through a crowded space. If she responds positively, you have your answer. It's also worth noting that playful touching can escalate in intensity as attraction grows. What starts as a light tap on the arm may evolve into longer, more deliberate contact, such as resting her hand on yours, holding onto your forearm when she laughs, or even playfully tugging at your sleeve. Each touch is a way of breaking the physical barrier, making you more familiar and comfortable with each other. So, what does this mean for you? Pay attention. If she's finding excuses to touch you, she's telling you, without words, that she's drawn to you. The real question is, will you pick up on the signals? Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed someone playfully touching you in a way that felt more than friendly? Drop a comment below with the words, "Notice the signs," if you've ever picked up on this subtle but powerful cue. And if you're finding these insights helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into attraction and psychology. Your engagement helps keep this community growing, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Stick around, because the next sign is one that will make her intentions even more obvious. Sign 4. Compliments and flattery. Have you ever been in a conversation where a woman keeps complimenting you in a way that feels just a little more personal, a little more intentional? Maybe she's not just saying, "Nice shirt," but instead, "That color looks amazing on you. It really brings out your eyes." This isn't just casual small talk. It's a deliberate attempt to make you feel noticed, appreciated, and most importantly, desired. Compliments and flattery are subtle yet powerful tools in attraction. They aren't just about making you feel good. They're about creating a dynamic where you become more aware of her presence and, in turn, Start seeing her as someone who values and admires you. The psychology behind this is simple. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel special. When someone highlights your best qualities, you start associating them with positive emotions. And this builds a deeper subconscious connection. Let's break this down further. A woman who is genuinely interested in seducing you will use compliments in ways that feel personal and exclusive. Instead of generic flattery, she'll focus on something unique about you. Maybe she points out how you always know the right thing to say in a tough situation, or how your confidence makes people naturally gravitate towards you. These types of compliments go beyond surface-level admiration and tap into your deeper sense of identity and self-worth. Flattery also comes in the form of playful teasing. If she's teasing you with a smile, saying things like, "You probably have women falling all over you, don't you?" Or "You act all cool, but I bet you're secretly a softie." She's testing the waters, seeing how you react, and creating a flirty tension between you. This kind of interaction isn't just about words. It's about building anticipation and intrigue. Imagine you're at a party, and she keeps finding ways to compliment you throughout the night. Maybe she comments on how you have an incredible way of telling stories, or how she loves the way you carry yourself. Over time, these remarks start building a framework of attraction. She's making you feel special, and in return, you start paying closer attention to her. Another key sign? She remembers past compliments and builds on them. If she once said, "You always know how to make people laugh," she might later add, "See, I told you. You have this effortless charm that just makes everyone feel at ease." This kind of reinforcement isn't random. It's a way of subtly embedding herself in your mind as someone who truly sees and appreciates you. So, how should you respond? First, acknowledge the compliment. Many people brush off praise out of modesty, but if she's making an effort to compliment you, don't shut it down. Instead of saying, "Oh, it's nothing," try, "That's really nice of you to say. I appreciate that." A confident response shows that you're comfortable with admiration, which only makes you more attractive. Want to take it a step further? Flip the energy back onto her. If she compliments your sense of humor, playfully respond with, "Oh, so you admit you like my jokes. I'll have to keep them coming." This keeps the flirtation alive and encourages her to engage even more. However, it's important to differentiate between genuine compliments and those given just for the sake of flattery. Some people use excessive flattery to manipulate or gain favor, so paying attention to consistency and sincerity in her words is key. If her compliments feel rehearsed or overly exaggerated, it might be worth questioning her intentions. But if they're thoughtful, unique, and delivered in a way that feels natural, chances are she's genuinely trying to capture your attention. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever received a compliment that made you look at someone in a completely different way? Drop a comment below with the words, "Felt the spark," if you've experienced this firsthand. And if you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into attraction and human psychology. Your support keeps this community thriving, and we appreciate every one of you. Stay tuned, because the next sign is one you won't want to miss. Sign 5. Intense focus. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone's attention was so locked onto you that it felt like the rest of the world disappeared? That level of focus isn't random. It's a powerful indicator of attraction. When a woman is trying to seduce you, her attention will become laser-focused. She's not just hearing your words. She's absorbing everything about you, your expressions, your tone, the way you move. It's an unspoken way of saying, "You matter to me." This kind of intense focus is deeply rooted in psychology. Studies show that when we are genuinely interested in someone, Our brains naturally tune out distractions and prioritize that person. This is called selective attention, and it's a biological response designed to strengthen connections. If she's locking onto you in a crowded room, it's because, in that moment, you're the only person who exists in her world. Let's put this into a real-life scenario. Imagine you're at a social gathering. Conversations are flowing, music is playing, but there's one person who keeps circling back to you. Whenever you speak, her eyes don't wander to her phone or scan the room. She's fully engaged. She leans in slightly, nods at all the right moments, and even mirrors your expressions without realizing it. That's intense focus in action. Now, pay attention to her body language. If she's focused on you, she's not just listening, she's actively engaging. Her posture is open. She maintains steady eye contact, and she reacts instantly to your words. She laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones. She tilts her head slightly when you speak, and she gives verbal affirmations like, "Really? Tell me more!" or "That's so interesting." This isn't just polite conversation, this is attraction at work. One of the biggest giveaways of intense focus is the pause before she speaks. When someone is deeply engaged, they don't just blurt out a response. They take a second to process what you said and craft a meaningful reply. If she's taking her time before responding, it's because she genuinely cares about what you're saying and wants to keep the conversation flowing. Another strong sign is distraction blindness. If she's really focused on you, she might not even notice what's happening around her. Someone could walk past, a waiter could interrupt, but her attention snaps right back to you. This is a subconscious way of signaling that you have her undivided attention. If she's prioritizing you over everything else, that's a clear sign of deep interest. Now, how do you respond to this intense focus? Simple, reciprocate it. If you're interested, maintain strong eye contact. Lean in slightly and show that you're just as engaged. But here's a powerful trick. Use strategic pauses. Instead of rushing to respond, let a moment of silence build anticipation. If she's into you, that silence won't be awkward. It will create a magnetic pull, making her even more invested in the conversation. But let's flip the perspective for a moment. What if she's giving everyone else just casual attention? But when it's your turn, her focus sharpens. That contrast is key. If she treats your words like they hold more weight than anyone else's, that's a huge sign she's drawn to you. Women don't offer this kind of presence to just anyone. It's reserved for someone who has captured their interest. Think about the last time someone looked at you like you were the only person in the room. Did it make you feel special? That's exactly what she's trying to communicate. Through intense focus, she's creating a bubble where it's just the two of you, and that's an incredibly seductive move. Now, here's your challenge. Have you ever experienced someone giving you this level of attention? Drop a comment below with "Felt the focus" if you've ever been in this situation. And if you're finding this breakdown of human attraction insightful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into relationship psychology. Your support keeps this community growing, and we appreciate every one of you. Stay tuned, because the next sign is even more revealing than this one. Sign 6. The subtle smile. There's something undeniably powerful about a subtle smile. It's not just a simple facial expression, it's a language of its own, capable of conveying attraction, curiosity, and a silent invitation. When a woman is trying to seduce you, one of the clearest yet most underestimated signs is her smile. But this isn't just any ordinary smile. It's subtle, lingering, and filled with meaning. A woman's smile can be a gateway to her emotions. Psychology suggests that when we feel a deep sense of attraction towards someone, our subconscious takes over, making our body language more inviting and open. A subtle smile often paired with direct eye contact, is one of the strongest nonverbal cues of interest. It's not forced or polite, it's natural, effortless, and just for you. Imagine you're in a conversation with her, you crack a joke, and instead of just laughing, she pauses for a moment, lets a smile form on her lips, and holds your gaze just a little longer than usual. That's not just amusement, it's an unspoken connection. Or perhaps you catch her looking at you from across the room, and when your eyes meet, she gives you that soft, knowing smile before looking away. That's her way of saying, "I see you, and I like what I see." Women often use subtle smiles to gauge a man's awareness. If she's interested, she'll smile at you more frequently, testing whether you'll pick up on the signal and reciprocate. The more comfortable she becomes, the more natural and frequent those smiles will be. She may even bite her lip slightly, suppressing a wider grin. Another subconscious sign of attraction. These micro-expressions are crucial because they reveal emotions that words might never express. But how do you respond? The key is to mirror her energy. If she gives you a subtle smile, return it with confidence. Don't overdo it. Just a slight upward curve of your lips and a relaxed demeanor will signal that you're engaged and receptive. If you want to take it a step further, pair your smile with steady eye contact. This builds an unspoken chemistry, creating an intimate moment without a single word being exchanged. Context is important here. Not every smile is a sign of seduction. Sometimes it's just politeness. But if her smile is accompanied by prolonged eye contact, physical proximity, or playful teasing, then chances are she's sending you a message. Take note of how often it happens and whether it feels personal. A woman who smiles at everyone the same way might just be friendly. But if she reserves a particular kind of smile for you, that's when you know something deeper is at play. There's an undeniable beauty in these quiet moments. Attraction isn't always loud or obvious. It often lives in the smallest details, like a subtle smile across the room or a quick, knowing glance in the middle of a crowded space. When a woman is drawn to you, she won't always say it outright, but her smile will tell you everything you need to know. So now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever caught someone giving you that unmistakable, lingering smile? Drop a comment below with the words, "Noticed the smile," if you've ever experienced this subtle but powerful sign of attraction. And if you're enjoying these insights into human psychology, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. Your support means the world to us, and it helps this community grow stronger every day. And trust me, the next sign is one you won't want to miss. Sign 7. Direct flirting. Flirting is an art, and when a woman is truly trying to seduce you, she won't just rely on subtle signs. She'll make it known through direct and unmistakable actions. Direct flirting goes beyond accidental touches or prolonged eye contact. It's about intentional and playful interactions that create undeniable chemistry. Have you ever had a conversation where she playfully teases you, leans in with a knowing smile, or throws a clever compliment your way? That's direct flirting in action. When a woman engages in direct flirting, she's not leaving anything up to chance. She's actively creating an environment where the two of you feel a connection that goes beyond the surface. For example, she might challenge you playfully. "Oh, you think you're funny? Huh? Prove it!" while maintaining strong eye contact and a smirk that dares you to engage with her. Or she might find ways to introduce light physical touch, like adjusting your collar, playfully tapping your arm, or brushing a stray piece of lint off your shirt. These are small but meaningful actions that demonstrate her desire to establish a closer bond. Another sign of direct flirting is the way she reacts to your words. She might laugh a little too enthusiastically at your jokes, even the ones that aren't all that funny, or she might lower her voice when speaking to you. creating an air of intimacy that excludes everyone else in the room. She could even drop playful, suggestive hints about spending more time together. Like, "I bet we'd have way too much fun if we ever went out together." One of the most telling signs is how she positions herself in a group setting. If she's drawn to you, she'll make an effort to be near you, making playful side comments that only you can hear, or finding reasons to start one-on-one conversations. Even when surrounded by others, she might ask personal questions that go beyond small talk. Things like, "What's something you've always wanted to do, but haven't yet?" See, this kind of deeper engagement signals her interest in getting to know you on a more intimate level. But here's the key: when a woman is flirting directly, she's also testing to see how you respond. She wants to know if you'll flirt back, if you can match her energy, and if you're confident enough to play along. If you freeze up or dismiss her teasing, she may take it as a sign that you're not interested. But if you engage, return the teasing, and hold her gaze, you're reinforcing the chemistry she's trying to build. So how should you respond to direct flirting? Confidence is everything. Keep your responses light and playful. Match her teasing with your own. Challenge her right back. And make sure to maintain strong eye contact. A smirk, a well-timed pause, or a clever comeback can turn a simple conversation into a charged, flirtatious exchange. And if she throws out a playful compliment, take it in stride, don't deflect. But instead, acknowledge it with a grin and perhaps a teasing, "I was wondering when you'd finally notice." Direct flirting is bold, fun, and full of energy. A woman who flirts openly is signaling that she's comfortable with you, interested in you, and willing to put herself out there to see where things go. The question is, are you paying attention? And more importantly, are you ready to play along? If you've ever experienced a moment where someone was clearly flirting with you, drop a comment below with the words, "Notice the game." Let's see how many of you have picked up on these signs in real life. And if you've enjoyed this breakdown of attraction psychology, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more insights on relationships and human behavior. Thanks for watching.